I mean, could you ask for anything more when you came back and took the job?
Just being there 3 times is glory enough. Winning it 3 times is just like gravy, icing on the cake. It's been a tremendous run in the 90s. I mean, we haven't had a bad year. We were all banged up in 92 when we ended. It's the last South Sectional game we ever lost was to Marshfield in 92. And we never did recover that year from Benny Zanetti's injuries and Jason Marsh's injuries. And, you know, this year, what we now learn from that, I prepare my second string players better now than what I used to. And, you know, you have to learn from past experiences and then build on that. But it's been great. Super.
$160,000 young people can't win every day they take the practice field or every day they compete with another member school. But preparing to succeed is far more important than the undefeated season, the league championship, and the like. Failing is not defeat. True glory comes not from winning, but from picking yourself up after falling.
Yes, the crowd's still making their way into Boston University. As don't be fooled by a look of snow on the field. The turf is very, very quick and is very playable as far as this one goes. As the Wildcats will be in their traveling maroon and gold for this one. Ludlow in the white with the crimson, as the Wildcats of Weymouth High, 20 wins, 2 losses, 3 ties. Ludlow 18-2-2 as Ludlow, a team that has had a rich tradition, and Wildcats as well. So it'll be an interesting matchup as Ben Lemick in goal as Tommy Aiello trying to get the first shot. Just couldn't turn the body and put it on net. Boston University's Nickerson Field. There's the corner kick coming up for the Wildcats by John Pomar. Weymouth had the opportunity to practice on this field at least once during the week, as the shot and a put in. Nathan Farrar just found the bouncing ball and slams it home, and it's 1-0 Weymouth. A minute and 12 in, the Wildcats get on top as Nathan Farrar picked up the loose ball and slammed it home. As Ludlow, that's going to be a kick in the teeth. I mean, all of a sudden, here we go and bang. Nathan Farrar just slamming one on the turf. Key individuals for Ludlow. Yes, the scouting report. Todd Rodrigo, who wear 8. Alex Carvalho wears 10. Those are the key individuals that the Wildcats will have to be concerned about. Lions do have good speed. And the Wildcats have faced many a team with good speed and been able to use their speed to the advantage. It's the Western Mass champion Lions of Ludlow. Tim Carolexis and the Eastern Mass champion Weymouth High Wildcats getting the quick goal as John Stanford chases after it. Our vantage point here. Up at Boston University. You give it to Aiello, but it was actually Nathan Farrar who put the shot on. As Farrar heads it upfield as Nathan picked up the loose ball and just bounced it. John Pomar. John, who had an outstanding season, can't work it through and loses it out of bounds. As Weymouth getting a quick goal. Just a bouncing ball, and Lemick, the goaltender for Ludlow, was just absolutely caught flat-footed. That's all there was to it. I mean, he just didn't play it. Now you're wondering, after the week off, etc., just practicing for that week, just to get used to things. And the first 5-10 minutes, Weymouth does get used to it with a goal. I mean, that's just got to lift their confidence and just get them flying. John Pomar couldn't work it through the defense, broken up. Talked to Steve Shaw from the field. Steve Shaw says, hey, we did, did everything well as we could considering the circumstances. So Weymouth was pumped, ready to go, as was Ludlow, but WPI was not. And Ludlow trying to create something as Jay Wills works it upfield. As they try to put the first shot on net, and deflected out of play, but a corner kick coming up. And Lions like to go short way with it.
Unset goals of fair play. High school activities provide a foundation for life.
But work it out of bounds. Goal kick coming up. This is MIAA Division I state title soccer game. Weymouth and Ludlow, the Wildcats, looking for the repeat title. Adam Scott trying to work it upfield. Get some help from Danny McDonald. Weymouth coming out that dazzling performance 10 days ago where they just put it away at the end against St. John's as Greg Cole watches the first shot by Mark Leonardo go over the net. Got some of the crowd here at BU's Nickerson Field. Leonardo tries to work it through. Ludlow's got the type of offense that they just try to go the middle, work it out to the wings, and then trying to get it back through. There's Justin Caleno on the throw-in. Weymouth defense does a good job right there. And Greg Cool, that's a tip one over the net. Tough shot right there. Corner kick coming up for Ludlow. John Halleck on the corner kick. Twists one in. And wide of the net it goes. 7 minutes played. Weymouth and Ludlow. 1-0 Weymouth. The Lions, ever since that goal, have just pushed the ball into the Weymouth end. The Wildcats had one rush upfield, but that's been it. And here comes a potential second rush. If, and I mean if, Tommy Aiello can catch up to the soccer ball. As Tommy just couldn't catch up to it. Ludlow, like Weymouth, balanced attack. Weymouth coming in on paper with a dominant scorer in John Stanford and another one in Tim Carolexis. Ludlow's league scorer is Todd Rodrigo, who has 11 goals after the regular season. And for Ludlow, it's another tough situation in one aspect because they had to make the longer trek after it looked like Weymouth would have had to make the longer trek to WPI. And it'll go out off Paul Chase. You know, they said Tom Aiello got the goal, but it looked like it was Nathan Farrar who put the shot on net. If it is Tom Aiello, he does end up with a goal. It would be the third straight game that Aiello has scored the first goal. To the far wing they go. Adam Scott couldn't control it. Rodrigo works it ahead. Fournier trying to slow down Jay Wills. Ricky's done an excellent job in that back line and forces the goal kick. As Nathan Farrar gets the goal. This is how it looks to everybody here at Boston University is watching this one. Division I state title game, Weymouth and Ludlow High School. '95 state champs Ludlow and 1996 state champs Weymouth. The players will tell you I talked to John Stanford and Tim Karolexis. You'll see those interviews at halftime. They made the comments about the fact that, yeah, I may not know about them, but this is still a team that has got a state title. It's John Stanford. We will have a partial block corner. So we'll pick up the Tim Karolexis role. The weather the way it is, we have a booth that we were able to grab here at Boston University. And thank the State Director Tom Ford for helping us with the setup as Karolexis. Right there, I mentioned how the field was playable. You don't be fooled by some of the snow that you might see on the field and around, but the one thing that I have noticed, I just walked to the side that Ludlow was shooting at here in the first half, is the fact that the corner area seemed a little slick. In the middle of the field was fine. And right there is Tim Karolexis on the restart. And Lemick has to make a save off his own teammate. Trying to figure out who got the deflection, but one of his own backline players, off the Tim Karolexis kick, almost deflected it into the net. Nathan Farrar bouncing one in, 1-0. That is what we have right now, and we have played just over 12 minutes. One thing, as we were taking the cut shot to the seats, one thing, if you go out of this game to get that little bit of breather, it's got to be very, very tough, to say the least. You look over there and to quickly get stretched out, get back in. I mean, you know, that break where you just take a few minutes, you're going to be tightening up a little because it is very, very chilly. It is 35 degrees at game time, but thermometer plummeting a little. Soccer ball, second half will be slick, and there is a game after this, the girls Division I final. That'll be very tough if you're a goalie trying to snag shots. Greg Hull does a good job of just coming out, as he saw that Fournier really didn't have the avenue as far as slowing down the attacking Ludlow player, Alex Cavallo. Well, besides the goal, each team has had a good shot here in this first half, as you look at Adam Scott. Turning around in his own end is Justin Caleno. Tim Karolexis has had a monstrous year. Mike Dorval tries to go up to the far wing unsuccessfully. A little over 14 minutes played, 1-0 Weymouth. Ludlow was trying to just slice the field. The Wildcats, for the most part, have just gone with a longer pass, trying to go around them. Here we go, Springfield Cathedral and the Wildcats. A very tough game. Weymouth get the goal from Rick Falco in the second half, midway through, and pulled it out. Goal that was started by David Rasco, the Wildcat goaltender, on a long punt downfield as that ball just took off, and the Springfield Cathedral defense just had a tough time.
Substitution.
It's play on the Weymouth end right now. Weymouth on the rush. Jojo Capriccio, nice feed through to Ricky Falco. And just tailed on Ricky at the last moment as Falco does a good job to work it through, and Carol Alexis trying to slide through, nearly put it on net. And the traffic outside of Nickerson Field. 1-0 Weymouth. Goal kick slid out. He started again apparently. Substitutions were still being brought into the game. It's David Garcia, the goal kick. Ferraro and the Wildcats will have the throw-in. And each team had an opportunity. Besides the Weymouth goal, Farrar will come out. Halo comes in for Farrar, and Wildcats change the back line up. One thing with this Wildcat team, they do move people around. You know, one person might be listed as a back, but there are about a core of about 4 or 5 in this team that play different spots and have that ability. Wills, upfield he goes. Danny McDonald, really one of the catalysts to this Wildcat defense, just did a great job just getting it upfield. The Weymouth defense, for the most part, is not allowed Ludlow to really move upfield with any sort of rush.
Substitution for Weymouth, number 50.
It's a throw-in, worked upfield. It's Capriccio, who's had a marvelous tournament. Jojo has really just stepped it up big time in this postseason. Go back, set up a goal in the Silver Lake victory. You also look back at, he was a key performer in Weymouth's first goal in the South Sectional title game when the Wildcats defeated Marshfield. Well, since the last opportunity off the restart by Tim Carolexis, it's been a little quiet. It's almost two teams that settle down and play the defense against one another. Weymouth lately has been moving the ball a little bit better as Stanford tried to work it through. Chase does a nice job just to hook it through. Chase, Paul tried to step through, couldn't. Carol Alexis tries to roll it through, can't. And Ludlow just literally just slaps it down to the Weymouth end to leave the pressure for just a moment. As we go to the 20-minute mark here in this first half, 1-0 Weymouth. Nathan Farrar the goal. Nathan just picked up a loose ball, stepped into the play, and fired it home. And that is it. Weymouth had one other chance, and Ludlow had a chance, and Greg Hull knocked away on a top shelf shot by Alex Carvalho. Punched ahead. Adam Scott battles for it and wins it. He was there. Todd Carlos Sanchez decides to let the throw-in be made by Justin Coleno. And a push. Wildcats quickly get it upfield. Try to work the transition offense. As they try to catch Ludlow coming back, and Stanford get hauled down in the play by Eric Danner. Danner just ripped Stanford down. Ludlow's just trying to work it ahead, create something that way, and use their speed to outrun the Weymouth defense, and then hasn't paid off. The Weymouth defense has done a good job in just getting back. And even when Ludlow tries to work something short passing, the Weymouth side of midfield, they have not been that successful. Yeah, I have to feel that both teams, I don't know, might be not the brightest statement I've ever made in my life, but they're both trying to feel it out as far as what to look for. And this Weymouth coach Steve Schaff will tell you, you just play your game, and
Ethics, integrity, and respect are values
the thing is right now.
In high school sports, they are translated into the word sportsmanship. The MIAA believes sportsmanship is one of the strongest educational lessons and lifetime values taught by interscholastic athletics.
Palmar about to make the throw in. There's the MIAA. Expected to have this state final game at WPI. Instead, because of the weather, didn't play, then just destroyed everything, and moving this over to Boston University as WPI's turf. It's just unplayable. Michael Stoller. Switching at tapes, Ludlow able to work it downfield and get the corner kick. As Greg Cool watches one just land on top of the crossbar. Stays 1-0 Weymouth. Nathan Farrar the goal. Cool had hit it, and I was going to mention about the corner areas down the field in this part. It's Rodrigo, and nearly rammed in. Another corner kick. John Halleck to clear off an area. Halleck drives one through and put in. As Ludlow, 3 corner kicks, and on the third try, Halleck's corner kick is knocked in. We're tied at 1. Now the Lions able to tie the game up. Jay Willis is the one who got himself right into the middle of the Weymouth defense and sliced out the area. Halleck the assist. And one thing is, in this type of game, you don't want to do what Weymouth just did. 3 corner kick opportunities in a row. But the Wildcats in a very, very tough situation. Jay Willis just skied and got into the middle of the play, as you saw in the replay, and he is able to tie this one up. So the Lions and the Wildcats in the battle of the Cats for the state title, even at 1. And Weymouth played solid, looked like they had made things very nice for themselves, but instead, as Ludlow comes back, and now they look like they are gaining some momentum. So Greg Hall has to grab one. And it is the 3rd goal in 6 tournament games that Weymouth has allowed. One to Falmouth, One to Marshfield in the sectional title. Check at the fourth, and one to St. John's Prep. Stoller has it knocked down. Bob Shanley does the job, and violation on Shanley. Greg Hull on the goal kick. It was quiet for a little while. It looked like the two teams were just trying to get an idea of each other after a little segment of opportunities for both teams, and then all of a sudden, 3 corner kicks right in a row. 25-minute mark. Ludlow was able to tie the game at 1. There's Jay Will with the goal. They was checking to make sure it was Willis, not Wills. And look at the roster sheets about 20 minutes before game as far as Ludlow goes. Scott's throwing. Ricky Falco settles, chips across, and it's deflected towards Lemick and wide by the Ludlow defense. Student section, they've been up and yelling this whole first half.
For Weymouth, number 21, Sean Whalen.
Against both teams with substitutions. Johnny Pomar trying to work his way around Jay Willis. Wildcats are trying to go over the Ludlow defense and create that way. They've had some segments where they've moved it downfield, but haven't had the amount of shots that they would like here in this first half. Strong throw in right there, and it's punted away by Mark Lenato. Tim Karolaksis. He's got that strong throwing ability. It's the ideal midfielder when you look at it. His ability to restart. The plays he's able to create with restarts in his career at Weymouth have just been outstanding. There have been just some plays that Weymouth has been able to run that have just been picture-perfect highlights. Ludlow gets the break, and may have lost the break. They'll make him throw it in again, and that being Mark Lenato. And right now it is a 1-1 game.